Need some help finding a book? Let me share with you some of my favorites in this new program called Just Right Books. Books that are not too easy, not too hard, they are just right. Each book in the series tells a terrifying and thrilling story from an actual event in history through the eyes of a middle school-aged person who lived to tell the tale. My favorite book in the I Survived series is the one about the Titanic, and it just so happens to be the first one in the series. Come with me while we explore this just right book about historical fiction, which is a made-up story about a true event. 10-year-old George Calder must be the luckiest kid alive. He and his little sister Phoebe are sailing with their aunt on the Titanic, the greatest ship ever built. George can't resist exploring every inch of the incredible boat, even if it keeps getting him in trouble. Then the impossible happens. 5 days into the voyage, the Titanic hits an iceberg and water rushes in. George is stranded, alone and afraid, on the sinking ship. He's always gotten out of trouble before, but how can he survive this? Come with George, Phoebe, Enzo, and Marco as they explore the unsinkable Titanic. Here are some of the more interesting facts about the Titanic. Even by today's standards, the Titanic was floating luxury. While the promenade suites on first class had private bathrooms, most had to share, including the more than 700 passengers in third class who only had 2 bathtubs. In addition, there were 4 restaurants, a heated swimming pool, only for first class, 3 elevators, only for first class, 3 libraries, a fully equipped darkroom, and a daily newspaper called the Daily Atlantic Bulletin. The voyage of the Titanic was filled with many rich and famous people. No wonder that the cargo included a car and 30 cases of golf clubs and tennis rackets. With over 1,300 passengers, the ship was only 2/3 full, and over 900 crew members, there were a lot of meals to prepare. Food on the ship included 40 tons of potatoes, 75,000 pounds of fresh meat, 11,000 pounds of fish, 800 pounds of tea, 2,200 pounds of coffee, 16,000 lemons, 36,000 oranges, 2.75 tons of tomatoes, and 40,000 eggs. Other unique cargo items included over 3,400 sacks of mail, which is more than 7 million individual pieces, a marmalade machine, 5 grand pianos, 50 cases of toothpaste, 12 cases of ostrich feathers, 78 cases of dragon's blood, which is tree sap used to stain violins, and 7,500 bath towels. While George was busy exploring the extravagances in the cargo hold, the Titanic strikes an iceberg. This suspenseful story brings to life one of history's most exciting disasters, the voyage and sinking of the Titanic, through the eyes of a 10-year-old boy. If you want to know more about the Titanic or other shipwrecks, here are a couple of books we have in our library. We also have this story about the Titanic and others in the series in graphic novel and in Spanish. Please check out this book from the library and see how George, Sophie, and Aunt Daisy survive.